Welcome back. As we talked about in the beginning of the show, last year's snow drought was one for the records. Concerns about how winters are changing continues. I spoke to a geologist and a climatologist to find out the history of our land and how winters are evolving.
Jasper Knob.
To learn more about how the UP was formed, I met up with Liz DeLeafty, a local geologist. We hiked up to one of the oldest rock formations on Earth, known as Jasper Knob in Ishpeming.
Technically like a mountain of jaspilite, which is jasper and hematite.
It's 2 billion years old, older than Lake Superior. Over those years, jaspilite was formed by compaction of jasper and hematite from heat and pressure. She says the terrain of the UP is part of the Canadian Shield, formed by glacial and volcanic activity.
Central western UP, we have, our mountains and our iron ranges. We have lots of old lava flows. And then on the eastern UP, we have much younger sedimentary rocks. That includes lots of sandstone shales, lots of carbonites, limestone dolomite.
It's rugged, hilly terrain like this, which aids in snow accumulation during the winter. But it's becoming obvious our winters are changing.
I think they've changed pretty drastically, especially the last few years where we barely had enough to go skiing at Marquette Mountain.
I spoke with state climatologist Jeffrey Andreessen to find out how winters in the UP have evolved throughout history and what we can expect in the future.
Really, since the middle of last century, especially since the 1970s and 80s, Michigan has become warmer and wetter.
Andreessen says the UP has a continental climate. The location, combined with Lake Superior plus Canadian and Arctic air masses, gives us what we consider to be a typical UP winter. But now our winters are notably warmer.
So if you look at the months of December, January, and February, it's increased about 3 degrees Fahrenheit since the late part of the 19th century. It's also interesting to note that it's not symmetrical. There's been more change at night with our minimum temperatures than there has been during the daytimes.
He says human activity, land use, and warmer waters are contributing to a rapid change in our climate, resulting in more variable winters.
We may have just as much or even maybe more precipitation in the winter season, but more of it would fall in liquid and melted in rainfall. But it doesn't necessarily mean that the overall average, or some years are still going to have really heavy snowfall. There's no doubt that will continue, but it's just that, again, the variance between those extremes is going to probably be larger, just like what we've observed.
This means typical UP winters aren't a thing of the past, but they might not happen consistently every year. That will continue to impact winter recreation and snow lovers for years to come.
Hopefully this year winter will be a little more, we'll have a little bit more snowfall and we can do more snow activities, but without getting into the whole climate change crisis, it's like, I don't know what's in store for us, really.
Research shows warmer and wetter could be the new normal, with the potential of our average temperature increasing another 3 to 4 degrees towards the end of the century.